You can turn any skill into a 100k business, even if you think it's stupid. It's how Kayla Ritzines went from a personal trainer to a $400 million exit, or how Dan Koh went from earning $0 to $4.2 million per year. So how did they do it? Is it because they were uniquely talented or had a powerful network? Well, after years helping creators launch businesses, I discovered a 3-step framework that anyone can use to turn their skill into a 100k business. In this video, I'll walk you through each step of the framework so you can do it too. But first, how do you work out which of your skills to focus on? Well, to find out which of your skills you should turn into a business, you need to go through 2 steps. First, you need to list out all of the things you're good at, that you've learned to do, or you've achieved. And before you say you've got no skills, that's just not true. You might be good at certain subjects at school, or a sport or activity, or painting, or something creative. Everyone's good at something. So write them all down, even if you don't think they're valuable. Like I said, any skill can work. This woman went from trying to learn to juggle on YouTube to launching an entire business around it. And if I'd known about this framework years ago, I could have actually made money out of this pointless skill rather than just being laughed at school. Or doing whatever I'm doing now. Once you've written your list, go through each of them and write down how good you were to start with and how good you are now. And if you have any qualifications or awards, write those down too. And then for each of them, write down everything you had to do, try and learn to get that good. And once you've got your list, it's time to rank each skill on 3 questions. 1, which skill are you most improved at? 2, which of them are you most passionate about? And 3, which was the hardest to learn? Then pick the skill that overall ranks the highest. A big transformation is important because it shows that you've got expertise to share, but that doesn't mean you have to know everything. People generally relate best to someone who's just ahead of them. For example, I'm not that interested in learning about business from a billionaire. Their challenges just aren't the same as mine. I want to learn from people just a few steps ahead of me, because they'll have recently overcome the same challenges I'm having, and they'll have useful advice. And for the second question, being passionate about your skill will keep you motivated to keep improving. And it being hard is what makes it valuable, which is essential for a business. But having a skill with no customers is pretty pointless. And that's where the second part of the framework comes in. When it comes to finding customers for your business, you need to ask yourself 2 questions. 1, who are my ideal customers? And 2, how do I find them? We'll answer both questions, but first, let's talk about your ideal customer. In business, this is referred to as a target market, which just means a clear picture of the kinds of people your customers are. Now, when you start a business using this framework, the answer's really easy. Do you remember earlier when you wrote about the transformation for your skill? Well, your target market should be just like you were when you first started learning the skill. Create a clear picture of what you were like then. What did you want to achieve? What were you scared of? And what would you have paid to achieve those results more quickly or easily? This picture helps you to understand the kinds of people you can help with your skill. Don't worry about how you're going to help them just yet. We'll cover that in the 3rd part of the framework. Once you know who your customers are, you need to work out how to find them. Luckily, this is easier in this kind of business than almost any other because of one simple fact. You're targeting people just like you were in the past. This means you can find them by using what I call the 3 C's. The first C is contacts. You probably have friends or colleagues with similar interests to you. And because your business is based on those interests, these people become potential customers. Some of them will probably be in the same position you were before you started achieving results with your skill. And if not, they probably have friends or family in that position. So you can start to find your first customers by reaching out to your friends and family. Ask them if they know anyone that sounds like your target market. The first C on its own is usually enough to start a business, but if you need even more customers, you can use the second one. Communities. As I said at the beginning of this video, this business model has become much more easy in recent years. A big part of that is thanks to online communities. You can now find thousands of online communities around different hobbies, interests and needs. And amazingly, they're often free or very cheap to join. Look for groups that would appeal to your ideal customer on places like Reddit, Discord, school, or even Facebook groups. If your skill is coding, look for communities of people who want to launch their own tech products or learn to code themselves. Then join these communities and start being helpful for free. And actually just be helpful. Like, solve people's problems for free, don't ask for anything. And after you've had a useful conversation with someone, just reach out to them and tell them about what you do. This is a great approach because not only do you find potential new customers, but you also learn about the problems they're facing. And understanding this will help you massively later in the framework. Now, contacts and communities are by far the fastest, easiest ways of getting initial customers. But what if you want loads and loads of customers? Like, more than you could ever handle? Well, that's where the 3rd C comes in. Content. When you create educational content around a topic, it's like throwing a magnet out into the world. You'll slowly attract more and more people that need your expertise. That's why I recommend that everyone starts to create content at some point. An audience of people with the same problems as you is one of the most valuable assets you can have as a business owner. When you create content, you get to attract customers while getting real-time feedback. You can see which topics people find the most helpful and interesting. Whichever of the 3 C's you decide to use, you'll start to understand exactly what problems your customers are facing. And if you do it right, you'll soon have people asking you to help them, but how do you help them? Well, that's where the third part of the framework comes in. When it comes to how to help your customers, there's 3 ways I'd recommend. Which one you choose depends on where you're at in your career personally and what the skill is. The first is the best if you already use this skill for work, or on the other hand, if this skill is still relatively new to you and you're still learning. For example, if you're a lawyer that's sick of working at a big company, or a video editor that just wants to make more money, then this option is for you. This model is a productized service, which is just a fancy way of saying that you've made a system for doing something effectively for your customers. If you're a lawyer, maybe you've got really good at drafting a specific kind of contract. Or as an editor, maybe you've got a system for editing YouTube videos really quickly. Whatever it is, you can offer this as a package to customers. The important thing for this model is to not stray into doing custom work for clients. The reason is it's much less efficient and you'll accidentally become an agency. And becoming an agency is definitely not what you want. Offer 1 to 3 packages that solve specific problems for your customers. By keeping your offerings simple, you'll be able to continually do these better and more efficiently, which in time leads to more profit. But what if your skill is just a hobby and it isn't something that you can do for someone else? Well, in that case, I'd recommend a paid community. This is a website that people pay monthly to access, to learn about the skill, and to connect with other people. You can provide training, education, news, discussion areas, and live sessions. And when done right, you create an incredibly valuable experience for your customers. One of the hardest things about learning a new skill is having no one to help you, encourage you, or give you feedback. And this is what your paid community should solve. And they're also incredibly easy to set up nowadays thanks to tools like School and Circle. But I will say that if your skill is more valuable, or something that can help someone in their career, then a paid community isn't the best option. The best option for you would be small group education. This sometimes gets called coaching, but I prefer not to use that because it doesn't really explain what you're doing. In this type of business, you're essentially acting as a tutor. You teach people how to learn the skill more quickly and efficiently than they could otherwise. You create a curriculum, tools, and systems to help your customers supercharge their learning. Then you provide regular feedback so they can improve quickly and stay on track. If this model makes sense for your skill, then it's by far the best as it lets you charge far more than the other options. But ultimately, any of these models can easily scale a business past 100k per year. If you want to learn more about how to do this, click the link in the description. Either way, I hope you found this useful. Have a great day. What does my life come to? I had a successful career, now I'm juggling in my room at 9 o'clock at night on YouTube.